I think you make an incredible point about value being at the very center of the architecture of any platforms. With that in mind, how then should we be thinking about the business models that underpin these platforms, and how do we make sure that they are enabling of sustainable platforms that are then deployed into the market?
So when we talk about platforms and business models, I always try and manage everybody's expectation. You're not going to make money from a platform the first couple of years, because you have to build this trust and this community and subscription, and people, the user base has to be big enough for you to be able to make good money that you can be talking about. To make that sustainable, you have to be increasing value. And I know all of us are at the moment shocked by the social dilemma, the new Netflix documentary on the use of social media. And then there's a brilliant book that speaks about the same called Hooked. And they talk about it's a hormonal thing that we do when we're using social media. So how do we make that sustainable? I think, first of all, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm a technologist. I'm not sure about the whole endorphins thing. But if you're going to, again, go back to monetizing on value, then you're going to be more sustainable, more than just monetizing on hormones and happiness and stuff. If you're going to be saying, okay, I'm going to make you really happy, and you're going to connect with your friends, but at the end of it, you're going to get some value out of it. And you can see many platforms are getting there. When Instagram started, we were all taking pictures and posting pictures of our food, of our children, of our dogs and plants that were growing. But now you can see they're starting to monetize on how can I make money out of my photos? How can I make money out of me, like as a social media influencer, for example, for lack of it's actually a role these days in the world. How can we start adding value to this person's lives other than just them feeling good by the number of likes that they have gotten from their pictures being viewed? And that's why we need to start making, for it to be sustainable, it needs to be self-paying, and it needs to push more than the endorphins that you get at the beginning of the platform usage.
Those are some really fantastic thoughts on sustainability. And with that in mind, Shikoh, let's bring in the different stakeholders: private sector, the public sector, civil society, and even international donors. How do you ensure that they are cooperating to make all of this happen?
So, I mean, for this question, I had to think about it, and my thought came back to, and it's a self-plug at the same time, but it's an actual solution that we have built. We've built a platform for the health sector for Kenya. And the idea was the decisions were being made without credible data. Yeah, the data, it's not like the data is not there, but the data was not well organized. Remember, a platform is a mashup of technologies that make other technologies run on it. So the data was there. There was like visualization tools, there were all these things, but the actual organization of this data to make a decision was not there. So what we came together with the University of Nairobi to support the Ministry of Health in Kenya to help them visualize the status of health in Kenya. And for me, this is a good example because it showed what happens is the government has data, the academic people have the knowledge of how diseases work. As we just had the skill set of saying, you know what, we know how to visualize data beautifully. That's what we'll do and help you make these decisions. What has happened is that some of the decisions that have been made, even around COVID, has been made because that data was well visualized in a platform that is now owned by the ministry to make decisions. And that's what happens is you come together around a single objective. And that objective can be an economic objective. We want to create more jobs for young people, or it can be a social objective or a health objective. And that objective just coming together and bringing people with different skill set or different resources into into solving that one single problem always works. But sometimes I feel like everybody's pulling. You're saying we are solving for youth unemployment, but you're all pulling in different directions instead of pulling ourselves together into solving that one problem together, because we bring different skill sets, we bring different resources and mindsets towards that one problem. We think we for this to happen is not only are we building platforms, we should be able to become platforms ourselves as the different stakeholders. Thank you.